Hey, and welcome back. Today, we're heading over to Klash Drums in Minneapolis, Minnesota. This is a drum shop I've followed and supported for a number of years now, and I first became familiar with them around 2010 when I was living just a little over an hour away in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Just like any modern drum shop, they have an amazing online presence and carry a wide variety of drums from the most cost-effective beginner kits to the rarest vintage drums known to man. I actually bought a nice 1970s Gretsch stop sign badge kit from them last year, and I'm always keeping an eye out and scheming up my next vintage purchase following their social media. I recently had a 5-day trip to Eau Claire where I was recording an album with a great guitarist, and luckily, with a good portion of Friday off, I was able to make a quick day trip over to Minneapolis and visit Klash Drums, while taking the time to record this video about the shop and the incredible staff making this place run. So without any further delay, let's check out Klash Drums.
What's up, everybody? Jeremy here at Klash Drums. I've been owning this place since 2011. This is it. Come on in and check it out. We specialize in everything drums, drum related, and repair, custom, lessons, rentals, whatever. What do you need? We got you. We've been focusing a lot of our energy lately on cymbals since the pandemic because it's been hard to get on the road and buy all the sweet vintage kits that we normally focus on buying. And obviously we do tons of trades. If anybody has trades or buckets of parts they want to sell us, we're always looking to do that. So every drummer's got a box of parts to sell.
I would have to think this is like one of the largest cymbal inventories in the Midwest, where you can go into one store and see and try.
Right, it is actually. So we're one of only, I think the only other shop that does it, that has every cymbal hanging on the walls, Memphis Drum Shop. So
wow,
there's a lot of shops out there that you know, have the cymbals, but they don't display them for the public to play and try. So this is literally, we have from the start down there all the way over to here, we have it in order, the entire vinyl catalog of cymbals. So next is Sabian, which the only thing we're missing with Sabian is we have all of them, but the Paragons. We don't have the Paragons yet, but we're getting those in.
Yeah. Well, and last time I was here, this was 2021, this room was all vintage, and I don't even think the cymbal inventory of this had started.
Yeah.
And you were telling me you've sold a lot of vintage kits lately, so.
Yes, lots of vintage kits have gone this week, actually. 6 kits this week, so.
So the supply's a little low, but there's still plenty here.
Well, we just bought 2 Rogers kits this morning, so that worked out pretty good. Right through the back door, too. That's crazy, huh?
That was awesome,
Vintage is good, you know. Lessons are probably our biggest thing here because of, you know, lack of drummers out there in the world. So we're trying to create the next customer. So like every single drum set sold, you know, we give away lessons. So like, you know, it's all really about it. Yeah, it's all about getting more drummers going so that
you're invested in the drummers after. It's not just about a sale, it's about building a relationship long term.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't want all the great drummers to be in 5 bands. We want all the great drummers to focus on 1 or 2. You know?
Well, I would love to know what started your journey into opening a drum shop, because I love drums and gear and learning about everything, but I'd scared to death to dive into this kind of endeavor.
2008, you know, the market crashed and I was building homes, and I had no longer had a job, and you know, I played drums 5 days a week and didn't have anything to do during the day. So that's how this all started.
I remember seeing Klash Drums, you know, around 2010 or when I was in college. And most of what I saw would have been the drums you were building.
So
yourself.
Up until about 2011, we only built custom drums. So it's kind of just evolved into a store. Like it really, the retail side came in because people trading their old stuff for the custom kits. So that's how it all came about, you know.
Yeah, well, and one other thing I wanted to discuss with you, because I've been in other drum shops and met other people who own drum shops. A lot of times this has to be, due to economic reasons, a super small cost overhead, you know, and it could be just one person running the shop.
Yeah, yeah.
But you have a whole team of people working here.
Yeah, yeah. And we're looking to
full-time.
hire more too. So if anybody's looking for a job, we're always hiring. So,
Hey, I'm Eric. I'm at Klash here. I've been with the shop maybe on and off 10 years now. Used to be at the old location, and now I've returned here. I do a little bit of everything, you know. As you come in the door, I may greet you, hey. As you come around here, probably offer you a couple sticks, you know. Go hit something while you're in the store. There's not enough racket going on, you know what I mean? So, you know, I got this kit coming together right now. We'll get it out to Tim and he'll take a photo of it. We'll get it to your door as fast as possible if you want it. Then I got some more. We got some singles here. We had this whole stack of lovely white wrapped pearl drums of all different eras, different sizes, you know. So I'm gonna finish up this kit. I'm gonna crack into these a little bit, you know, get my day rolling. But as I come in for the day and your orders need to get home, I do pack them. So if you need anything put in a nice protective brown cardboard here, I'll be your guy, all right?
And that's a big responsibility, because shipping drums is not simple, and making sure they're safe. And
yeah, if you order a drum kit, we make sure it's gonna arrive as safely possible as I can control here, and then we send it off into the world. And as you know, there's a lot of chaotic variables that happen. We're all about building drummers too. That's why we like to have as many beginner kit setups as ready to go as possible. When you get a beginner kit with us, it comes with everything you need to start playing. We include a free drum lesson and a free pair of sticks too. So you'll get acquainted with Adam, our main instructor, and he'll figure out where you're at and figure out where in the curriculum you'll be for your lesson and all that kind of stuff. So, and then we got drum kits for all different players. You know, we got vintage, we got high-end modern kits. We're Gretsch dealers, Tama dealers, Roland dealers. So if you want any of that high-end stuff, we can order that. We also have it coming in used, like this beautiful Star Classic that just came in the other day. Let's head on down to the Glare and see what Todd's working on. And that's my box warehouse.
It's time for Todd Talk.
It's time for Todd Talk.
Well, I am Todd. This is the bowels of the drum shop, where all the action happens between drums and humans, not drums and the audience. If upstairs, where you first started in here, is the urgent care clinic, this is the emergency room and the intensive care unit. We do everything we can possibly do to drums down here. Very little is excluded. We do full restorations. We do heads for certain drums custom. I can make custom skin heads. We rewrap drums. We correct, and this is the very gratifying part of the job, we correct things that are installed on drums wrong and put the right parts on them. In an ideal world, I would run out of work, but the work never stops. So it's real gratifying, and it's like playing Tinker Toys every day.
yeah, and from what I've heard, your history of working on drums goes much before Klash.
I started working in drum shops in 1983. I was 19 years old.
Wow.
I'm 59 now, so that gives me 40 years of drum shop experience, but it started, Dahlgren Thompson Drum Shop in downtown Minneapolis is where I got my first job. It was the shop I hung out with as a teenager. I spent every waking hour there that I wasn't in school or, you know, playing with my own
Well,
band.
that would have been Marv Dahlgren.
Marv Dahlgren and Floyd Thompson.
Yeah, from Four-Way Coordination.
Yep, the Marv of Four-Way Coordination. Him and Elliot used to come in all the time. Elliot Fine also wrote books, but
Yeah.
that's another story. But yeah, this is the bench. I mean, if you spin around, we get them in all conditions, and try to put them back into the right shape. I also consider myself the curator of the parts department / drum graveyard junkyard. We buy boxes and bins and buckets of parts from folks, and I will sort them in. We use them for repairs. We're kind of a unique business in that most of our stuff is a crime of opportunity. We order some new stuff, but we don't really order a lot of new drum parts.
Yeah.
It's
You sort of have to keep every screw and
I
lug
like to think
extra.
in today's vernacular, this is a very green business. We're recycling all of this stuff that would have gone into the landfill or been junked or scrapped.
Yeah, that's a super great point.
It is. I
Probably
mean,
doesn't
there's
go-
nothing greener than restoring things back to their original deal. I mean, what do they say? Don't buy a new car, get your old car fixed. Buy a used car, you know?
Yeah,
You don't-
I've never thought about restoring drums that way, but that is an excellent way to look at it.
It's very, I mean, I never set out to be green, but it turns out this is a very green activity.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I appreciate your time. I'm going to let you get back to saving more drums.
yeah, and I'm sure we have our own videos. You'll see more of our stuff online as well at Klash Drums.
Hey, I'm Adam. I'm the lead drum instructor here at Klash, and I'm the author of the curriculum that we use here, and I'm headed up to teach some drum lessons right now in our studios.
So how many lessons do you teach a week?
I do, right now it's about 50 students a week, and we're getting ready to, we've got another guy coming on board who's going to be taking on some of those students. So usually and ideally I run, anywhere from like 35 to 45 students a week.
Wow.
So
I teach lessons as well, and I do about 25, and that feels like a lot to process.
it is.
And to be able to,
but-
think about what they're doing each week and kind of know where they are.
Yeah, so I keep track of that pretty well, and take notes on everybody. And I've known a lot of the students for a long time. Plus, the curriculum helps a lot because then it's just a matter of which page and which book they're on, and it makes it really easy for me and the other teachers to, move everybody forward a little bit every week.
Well, and when you write your own curriculum, it's so easy to know how to use it most efficiently or translate it to students. Because I write most of my own teaching sheets, and it's so much easier than like using a book that someone else wrote and not like, I don't know what they're trying to get out of the student here with this passage.
Yeah, so this is the studio and drum sets, and the student set is over here, and yeah,
Awesome.
this is where we rock out.
How's it going? I'm Timothy Java. I basically run the media and marketing here at Klash Drums. Kind of consists of a lot of product demos. As you can see here, we have a little studio going for new kits that come in. We'll do a lot of snare demos, cymbal demos, and all that content ends up either on the social media platforms like Instagram, or kind of mainly a lot of the Reverb listings, the eBay listings. They just started letting us put videos up now. So yeah, kind of even pre-COVID times, the internet and the whole online landscape of selling drums kind of exploded. So it was already an important thing, and now going through COVID and post-COVID now, this has become kind of a main situation at the drum shop.
As much as you guys are able to service the local community, being able to do this helps you reach a national or even international audience, especially with a lot of the unique and vintage pieces you guys have. So
Yeah.
then
no,
they can
it's-
see and get a more tactile feel of the instrument, even if they can't be here in person.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's crazy. I mean, it's a revolving door of stuff that, we've already, just today in the first, hour, 3 or 4 people have come in with kits, so it's funny.
know,
I
I've
mean,
been
I won't even be able
overwhelmed
to
by-
keep up. Yeah.
by that.
Right. It's funny too, because how quickly it goes. You'll spend all this time building a Reverb listing, and I have a photo studio out back too, where I do all the photography for the products. And we could shoot a video, put it up on Instagram, and it'll sell in 5-10 minutes via direct message before we can even get the listing up. So, again, it really shows how important the whole online and e-commerce portion of this stuff has become, because you almost can't even keep up without that quick feel to it. So yeah, it's exciting times.
So many music stores, drum shops can't survive in today's world without leveraging the internet to have a huger audience and client base. So it's awesome to see that there's such a need for you almost dedicated to this side of it.
Yeah, no, it's full time for sure, and I can't even really keep up with it. You know, there's a lot of equipment floating out there. Kind of the way the assembly line works with the media portion of it is, you know, we'll get stuff in, it'll get traded or whatever, and then if it needs repairs or something, it'll generally go down to Todd for restoration stuff. It'll get cleaned, polished, looking really good. It'll end up here with Eric and I, and then we'll generally set it up. If it's a kit that's worth filming and doing a whole product demo with, we'll get it set up here. And then I'm keeping it super simple, right? I mean, it's just kick mic and overhead. I'm running that into a Focusrite 6i6. You know, very simple, 2 inputs. That's just running into the laptop. And then I'm just actually shooting, I'm just literally using my iPhone 14 Pro. It just, you know, I've got tons of film equipment at home, and it's got to be quick, you know. I mean, when it's a financial thing, if you're not getting it out and you're spending too much time on making the content, you're kind of losing money in a sense. So, you know, between those two things, it comes in, I'm just using DaVinci Resolve to cut it together really quick. You know, when I started, we were kind of going over the top with, you know, longer videos and Klash title cards and doing all this stuff, but you know, the way it's all reels and shorts and what TikTok has essentially done to media now, it's quick, super quick stuff. So you know, it's very simple. That's really all I'm working with.
Exactly.
Not much of a secret.
I think that's good.
Production.
Obviously, with what I'm doing today, it's a more long form approach, and I'm going to take a lot of time editing this. But yeah, in a business, time is money, and if you're not being efficient, then it's costing more time to hire you and more time that doesn't get these drums online and sold. So
well, and that's, you know, it's exactly like you say. It's for moving product and making sure volume is moving. Yeah, it's got to be small and quick. But we have so many ideas of wanting to do stuff like this that you're doing. So you know, we really appreciate you coming out and making that kind of premium content for people, because people love watching that stuff. And it is a slightly painstaking process, you know, in comparison. So you definitely need both of those worlds in terms of media and content and exposure to stuff. So again, yeah, I would be doing this if I could, but we need more folks like yourself. So
well, I appreciate your time. I'm gonna let you get back to it because I know I've already spent enough of it.
Right on. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So as you can see, there's an amazing staff working here on a daily basis. Huge shout out to Jeremy, Eric, Todd, Adam, and Timothy for taking time out of their day to allow me to interview and film them. When I was planning out how I wanted to shoot this video, I didn't really imagine there being so many people working all at once. I've been to plenty of music stores and drum shops that can only afford to keep 1 or 2 people working at a time, but Klash is doing so much all at once, they really rely on all these people to keep up with the constant flow of drums coming in and leaving on a daily basis. Throughout my entire visit, I was barely able to catch Jeremy, as he hardly ever had a free minute between customers buying, trading, and selling, but this excites me seeing a drum shop thrive this way. If you have the ability to make it over to Minneapolis and visit Klash Drums, I'd highly recommend it. But if it's just a bit too far, I'd encourage you to simply follow them on social media, as they do a fantastic job bringing the store to you through platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, as well as e-commerce sites like Reverb and eBay. If you've been lucky enough to work with the crew at Klash Drums, whether in person or online, I'd love to hear about your experience, so leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel to stay up to date on future video releases. Until next time, thanks.